Hello everyone, this is Dr. Kazi, and in this video we are going to learn about the enzyme link receptor. We have already learned about the ion channel link receptor and the G protein link receptor. In this video we will continue our discussion towards the enzyme link receptors. Now, hormone receptor complex can function as enzyme or in association with the enzyme. Have a look at this diagram. We have the leptin hormone, which is secreted by the adipocyte, the fat cell, responsible for the energy and the appetite in the body. When this hormone combines with the leptin receptor, which is a dimer receptor, it has two parts, the extracellular part and the intracellular part. The leptin hormone binds with it. Now the intracellular part is associated with the JAK2 proteins, or the JAK2 proteins are known as Jonas kinase. The binding of the hormone causes the phosphorylation of this protein, and the tyrosine residues from this phosphorylation will send signal to the signal transducers and activator of transcription proteins, and it will cause the phosphorylation. Now this STAT3 will enter into the nucleus and cause the transcription. The transcription will produce the messenger RNA, and hence the messenger RNA will be converted into the proteins inside the cytoplasm. In this way, the enzyme link receptor will generate the proteins or the enzymes. Now let's have a look at the intracellular receptor. We have discussed about the receptors found on the cell membrane, for example, the proteins and the polypeptide receptors found on the cell membrane. But what are the receptors which are found in the cytoplasm and the nucleus? Let's have a look at it. These are found inside the cytoplasm, for example, the steroid hormone, and the nucleus, the thyroid hormone. These are lipid soluble, so have they no difficulty crossing the cell membrane. The important hormones include the hormones secreted by the adrenal, gonadal, the steroid, and the thyroid. Have a look at this diagram. The lipophilic hormone is ready to enter into the cytoplasm and also the nucleus. When the lipophilic hormone enter into the cytoplasm, in case of the steroid hormone, the receptor is waiting to be combined. So the hormone receptor complex will go inside the nucleus and it will bind with a specialized hormone regulatory element or the special regulatory sequence of the DNA, and it will cause the transcription and hence the synthesis of the proteins. On the other hand, there are certain hormones which have no cytoplasmic receptor, like the thyroid hormone. They directly go inside of the nucleus, combine with their receptor, forms a complex, then combine with the special regulatory sequence of the DNA, cause transcription and the translation. Now, what are the second messenger system? Have a look at this diagram. We have already discussed this. When the hormone binds with the extracellular part of this transmembrane protein, which has the 7 turns in and out of the cell membrane, the cytoplasmic part will cause the actions. Now the cytoplasmic part will activate the G proteins and form the second messengers. The G proteins will then either activate the adenyl cyclase, or they can activate the membrane phospholipids, or also the calcium calmodulin system. Let's discuss that one by one. The adenyl cyclase system. This action is used by the angiotensin II, the calcitonin, and the glucagon hormones. When the receptors is joined with the hormone, the intracellular part gets activated and the GDP activated is broken down. Gamma and the beta subunits are separated. The alpha subunit, which is a GDP activated, will combine with the adenyl cyclase, and this adenyl cyclase will convert the cytoplasmic ATP adenosine triphosphate into cyclic AMP, which is cyclic adenosine monophosphate. Now this cyclic adenosine monophosphate will cause the phosphorylation or the inactive protein kinase into the active protein kinase. This protein kinase will perform various reactions inside the cell. Another second messenger system, the phospholipase-C. In the similar way, the hormones combine with the receptors. It will activate the G proteins. The G protein will then activate the phospholipase-C enzyme. But remember, this enzyme will cause the destruction of the specific phospholipids found in the cell membrane. So when those phospholipids are broken down, these are converted into phosphatidylinositol bisphosphate. This compound is broken down into DAG and IP3. DAG is diacylglycerol. The DAG will convert the inactive protein kinase into active protein kinase, and it will perform various reactions. On the other hand, the inositol triphosphate will release the calcium ions from the mitochondria and the endoplasmic reticulum. The second messenger system, calcium calmodulin. Very simple to understand. There are a lot of calcium outside of the cell membrane and wants to come to the inside of the cytoplasm. So inside of the cytoplasm, we have the specialized receptors known as the calmodulin receptors. The calmodulin have the 4 binding sites. When 3 binding sites are joined with the calcium ions, they changes their shape, conformation, and converted into the calcium calmodulin complex. This calcium calmodulin complex will then join with the adenyl cyclase and activated protein kinase and perform its action. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Please do share, like, and subscribe. Also leave the comment. Thank you so much.